Jeff Snyder here at the Kia Telluride Supper Suite in Park City, and I am here with the director and star of Dream Horse, which got a great reaction, I feel like, last night.
Yeah, it was really exciting. I mean, it's always nerve-wracking when you show your film for the first time, but last night's audience at Salt Lake City, they couldn't have been warmer. They laughed, they cried, they whooped.
Tony's applause and cheering. Honestly, I don't even know how many times I've been to Sundance. It was an unbelievable. It couldn't have gone better. I was blown away.
Those Salt
and it was
Lake
very
crowds
emotional.
are actually really enthusiastic, I feel like.
And it screened this morning, so Park City crowd was also right up there, responding in the same way, so that's good.
Well, why don't you tell the folks at home what this movie is actually about?
So it's the true story of Jan Vokes, who lives in a little village in a place called Wales, which is where I'm from. And she works behind the bar at a local club. She also works in the supermarket, and she has a dream of owning a racehorse. And nobody has any faith that she can pull this off because she's not a millionaire, she's not an aristocrat, but she persuades everybody in the village to chip in £10 a week into a syndicate. They get a foal, raise him on the backyard, who turns out to be this incredible champion.
Did you say it was a true story?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
True story.
What attracted you to this role?
Because it's the most perfect underdog story of all time. Oh, the story itself is just so warm. It's so positive. And I think seeing someone who has a very simple, humble life achieving a dream like that is an incredibly inspirational story. It's so empowering and in no way manipulative. And it just makes you feel fantastic. The way the audience, I was there making it last night. I was sobbing, out of joy as well, It's a beautiful story.
Had you seen the documentary before the script came across your desk?
No, I watched it once I was kind of signed on to do it, yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to ask, because, I've read that it is really a feel-good, warm-hearted movie, and these are some dark times that we're going through, right? There's war, there's viruses all over. How important is it to inject, this kind of good-natured entertainment into the world?
Yeah, well, I think it's our job as filmmakers and storytellers to lead the way. And, politics is downstream of culture. We come first and set the tone. So it's our job to lift the hearts of the audience. And I think this film sets out to do that, to have a story of hope. And I hope that when the audience comes out of that cinema, that they'll be uplifted.
I concur with him. And it's society tends to kind of isolate, and we're all in our phones living ostracized lives, and this is about community coming together with one goal. And it's, I think it's a necessary thing for people to see in this time.
Do you guys have a favorite horse racing movie? Is there anything that comes to mind?
There's a British film called Champion about a jockey called Bob Champion, and it's got the most amazing racing sequences, which I might have cribbed some shots from.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have one. I remember watching Far Lap when I was a kid, which is an Australian champion.
Now, obviously, this is horse racing, not horseback riding, but do you guys have any experience with horses yourselves?
I had a wonderful fall when I was 23, dragged along a beach. I did, however, get back on the horse, but then I had to lie down for a few weeks.
Yeah, and I'm a horse novice. I knew very little about horses. But for me, the film's about a dream more than it is about horse racing. I mean, the horse racing is important, and it's important to thrill the audience, but, it's about
the connection and what this horse does for the entire community. It changes their lives for the better. I just remembered one incredible experience I had with horses. I was in Ireland, and I went for this big walk on a friend's property, and I was just on several hours, 5 hours, something like that, walking on my own. And as I came back up, I looked up, and there were literally 40 wild horses just standing stock still, staring at me.
Wow.
And it was kind of intimidating, but I'd been hugging trees and hanging out with nature. So they came right in. It was so beautiful. So I'm glad I remember that.
And in this film, Jan, her connection with the horse is really important, and she opens her heart to the horse and shares her deepest secrets. And you and that horse had...
We did have a connection.
You did have a connection,
Absolutely, yeah.
What was the horse's real name?
Bo.
Okay.
Beautiful Bo.
Have either of you ever had to persuade a neighbor to help you with anything? I remember as a boy trying to sell raffle tickets to neighbors. It was always a pain. Did you ever have to canvass the neighborhood and ask folks for help?
I believe I have done that.
In my street, we have we have lots of trees, and every fall the street gets absolutely full of leaves that block the drain. So and every fall we all come out with our brooms and brush the street, and it's the one time of year everybody starts talking to
It's not Christmas,
each other.
it's the tree
I've
droppage.
lived there for 10 years, and I met people I'd never spoken to.
I love that.
Yeah, even this year, yeah.
That's cool.
How you have directed some huge television shows. I mean, Doctor Who, Sherlock, Black Mirror, Broadchurch, Daredevil. I'm just naming some of them.
Do you know what? I did not know that.
Oh,
That's incredible.
There you go.
Credits
Yeah.
are, impeccable. How did that experience directing all this prestige TV prepare you to direct Dreamhorse?
I mean, when I approach a piece, I'm always, I want to tell the truth about what that story is and get at the truth and work with actors, fantastic actors, to help them understand what it's like to be a human in that particular story. And I think that's what is a common theme through all these really different shows, and it's what I brought to Dreamhorse.
I tend to like to work on things that make people remember that they're alive, because we're so numb to ourselves. You forget. We have a finite period of time here. And so this story particularly, I think it's so important to have a crack at what you're passionate about in life, because if you don't try, you don't get another go. This is it. And that's why this film is so exciting to me. That's what the story's about.
And you currently star in an Oscar contender, Knives Out, which is up for
right.
Best
Woo-hoo.
Original
Woo-hoo, go
Screenplay.
Ryan.
Johnson. What was it that made that script so special for you?
You never knew what was coming. There were so many twists and turns. It was so witty. I loved my character. I loved all the characters. They were just despicable and wonderful and so much fun to play. It was just a really smart, very fun, and to film, very joyous experience. Yeah.
You're also working with a reigning Best Picture winner in Guillermo del Toro on Nightmare Alley. What can you tell us about that project and why you wanted to work with Guillermo?
Because he's a complete visionary, a true auteur. He's amazing, and he has a very infectious energy. I love his films. I've liked him when I've met him. The script is excellent, and I would say yes to anything that he was offering me. I haven't started yet, so I start in about a month.
All right.
So not much to report.
Well, you did just wrap another project, I think, with another Oscar winner. All the Oscar winners want to work with
Jesus,
Toni.
what's going on in my life?
Charlie Kaufman's I'm Thinking of Ending
Oh,
Things. What can you tell me
yeah.
about that? That's in the can.
It
gotta be
is
careful.
wild. No, I don't have to be careful. I loved working with him. He's such a sweetheart, and he does very clearly and obviously to all of us think out of the box. And it was a very kind of small, focused shoot. It's basically a cast of 4 people, and it's kind of bonkers.
Okay, so that's next for you. What's next for you, Euros?
I'm reading some scripts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Making decisions.
Dreaming up my next project, yeah.
Guys, thank
Hi,
you for
Adam
coming in. The
McKay.
team behind Dreamhorse. Thank you to Kia Supper Suite for sponsoring us. And guys, have a wonderful festival.
Thank you. You
Thank you
too.
very
Thanks
much.
so much.
Yeah.